Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. And welcome to a Saturday stream. Hopefully, the weekend is treating you well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it is, whatever day it is. I hope that the weekend is treating you well as we are into this Saturday. And again, for those of you that are here joining us today, I thank you for showing up for some hot mech on mech action. And it's good to see you guys. Good to see you again. Glad to be here. Glad to be playing some more Mechwarrior 5 today. And man, let me tell you, chat. Let me tell you, it's been a week. It has been. I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately. I feel like the last 3 or 4 streams, man, it's like I have been intensifying my job search, and so like I'm very tired lately. Like these are some rough weeks, but you know, it is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. But let me, I want to share something else with you as well before we get started with you guys starting a sub fight at the very beginning of the stream. So, you know, everybody talked about how the software in your computer is always spying on you. And if you need any further proof of that, besides, you know, anecdotal evidence that you see here and there over the course of the day, so the intro song that I play at the very end of the preamble every stream is a fairly obscure track from a fairly obscure game. And I know that some people have played it. I know that some people have heard of it. But even so, I have never typed the name into my computer. I have never done a search for it. I have never in any way interacted on the internet with that song or anything having to do with that song. And yet, just the other day, YouTube popped that song up in my recommended feed specifically. And I was just like, YouTube, how do you know about this? I have never given you anything to indicate that I would ever have an interest in this. Why are you showing it to me? The only place that there is any information about that track is in the hard drive of my computer, because that's where the track is stored. And I guess technically the media player, but I use an old legacy media player, so like it's not an online media player. It doesn't have any online features. So, you know, again, if you needed any further help convincing yourself that the software in your computer is spying on you, whether you want it to or not, take that as a lesson. But either way, all that out of the way, I'll stop bullshitting. So we are picking up right where we left off last time around. Good Lord, don't tell me I'm gonna have problems with words today. Again, I've been talking too much in like interviews and stuff, so like my words, the words part of my brain just is not, it's not doing what words are supposed to do. But we're right here where we left off with 50 million sea bills on Riesling's planet in the Draconis Combine. And when we finished off last time around, we were just doing some of the special transmissions and things. Nothing in particular, with no specific objective in mind. We've just been knocking off all these different missions that we have available here in the objectives log. And that's what we're getting ready to do yet again. I do want to clean up some of this stuff, and as you can see, there are some of these missions that will give us quite a few really good things, like, again, an LRM-20 with the Artemis, plus double heat sinks. I mean, there's actually some decent loot here if you do these missions. And, you know, that's kind of why we've been doing it. We've gotten some good pilots, we've gotten some good mechs, we've gotten some prime loot. We're now at the timeline, we're at the point in the timeline where we're actually starting to see here in 3036, we're at the point in the timeline where lost tech is starting to become more common. So last stream, we actually started running into just some regular mechs on the field that were running double heat sinks and pulse lasers and other things like that. So we might finally be getting to the point in this career where some real honest to God, Mech Bay Heresy is going to become possible as we start to get our hands on clan tech and lost tech, more XL engines, Endo, Pharaoh, and you know, all that kind of fun stuff. So the Heresy, she is a coming. She is a coming, and it's going to be good. We've already done a little bit of Mech Bay Heresy where we were able, but as the better technology starts to become available, it's going to become easier and easier to do some really goofy stuff with our mechs. And Nugget gifting 5 subs to the channel. Thank you, Nugget, for the massive generosity and the massive chicken. You do not have to do that, but thank you so much. Again, for the folks that got gifted a sub, please be sure to thank this insanely generous individual for it. And welcome to the cult of bad tactical decisions, where we need just so much help, you guys. We have so much ecto cooler, and we just like I've made it a mandatory menu item in the mess, and we can't drink it all. We can't drink it all. Again, it's shelf stable. It's never gonna go bad, but at the same time, I feel like you guys are getting tired of it. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let me know. Let me know. But anyway, yeah. So we are ready to get into it. I want to check the mechs. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So we've been trying to keep the mech base slim in terms of mechs because we were spending a lot of money on storage. We have a lot of mechs in cold storage. Right now, with the way that yet another mech lab is set up in this particular playthrough, we don't lose any of the equipment by doing stuff in cold storage, so it basically just doesn't cost us money to hang on to it. The only reason that you wouldn't put a mech in cold storage with our settings is if they have upgrades. So like, for example, all of our crabs, and yes, we do have a new crab emote. Somebody suggested a new crab emote, so I did one. There you go. But because our crabs all have upgrades, we do not put those in cold storage, otherwise it will strip the upgrades from them. But that's okay. With that being said, let's have a look at the star map, and actually, let's go back to the operations room first and have a look at the objective logs. Because we got this project Cold Snap, which is also in Curita space. I'm going to go ahead and track that first, because I'm hoping that it will be close by to where we are. Yeah, it's not too far away. It's not too far away. I'm not terribly interested in stopping in industrial zones in Curita space, though, because, as you guys know, Curita's not super fond of us right now. They have a pretty low opinion of us because we spent a lot of time beating up their people. We are currently max negative reputation with Curita, so, yeah, we're not going to be getting great prices, even in an industrial hub. But that's okay. We can take care of a couple of special transmissions, a couple of narrative missions. So let's head out here. This is part of the Kestrel Lancers DLC. It's going to take us 48 days and 300k. Yeah, big meaty clamps, Vin. Big meaty clamps. Then spiking the Ecto Cooler with mescaline. Now, why would you do that, Grendler? Why would you do that? I mean, we all... Mechwarriors traditionally have substance abuse problems anyway. Why would you make it worse? I feel like it's adding fuel to the fire, you know? But anyway, let's have a look at the contracts. This is only a difficulty 50 mission, apparently, so we probably should have done this a little earlier. But as you can see, we only have 4 negotiation points because... Again, Curita is not terribly fond of us. That being said, I don't know if 15 salvage picks is even worth it. I'm tempted to take the C-bill payout, if I'm being honest. But then again, we could get a decent mech. We could get a decent mech for 15 shares. It just depends on what we're up against. So, well, we will see. I'll do this first one with salvage. We'll see what kind of opposition we're going to be running up against. And if it turns out that the opposition is pretty weak and we're not going to be getting decent salvage, then I'll consider taking the C-bill payout. But the thing is, if we can salvage 1 or maybe even 2 mechs that have engine cores in them, we could turn around and sell that for much more than what the cash payout would be. Because the cash payout here is only going to be about 2 million. If we sell some engine cores, we could easily make more than that. So we'll have a look at the salvage and see what it looks like. And Dark Fraggle rolling into the chat on a Saturday saying, hello, folks. Well, hello, Dark Fraggle. Good to see you. Glad you could join us on this Saturday, and hopefully the weekend is treating you well so far. You're getting in pretty early in the stream. We're actually getting ready to start our first mission, in spite of the fact that we have multiple mechs that are missing arms. But that's okay because our tonnage limit is only 250 tons, so we were gonna have to put in some different machines anyway. As for what we put in, let's see. I mean, we could always go Crab Squad. I don't know how a difficulty mission or a difficulty 50 mission is gonna stack up against Crab Squad, but what do you think, chat? Do we go Crab Squad first thing? Start the day off right? And Antsy as well rolling into the chat. Good to see you, Antsy. Thanks for joining us. And Aussie Eric says it's 3036. Max Liao just kicked the bucket. Yeah, that's true. That's right around this time in timeline. The only problem, and I've said this before, part of the issue I think with the sandbox settings in Mechwarrior 5 is the game doesn't signpost the major events in the BattleTech universe enough. Like, yeah, you get the little ticker at the bottom of the main screen that will tell you, oh, this thing happened or that thing happened. But the game doesn't really go out of its way to tell you all of the stuff that's going on, like, behind the scenes. But let's see. We have our relatively normal stable of crab pilots here, so we're gonna throw in the Crab Squad. You guys know how this goes.
Not expecting a lot, but let's stay sharp.
Here we go.
And this will be the maiden voyage of the 27 being crab that we recently picked up, and hopefully it will earn its colors. But another thing that we gotta do, and somebody in chat is gonna have to remind me, when we do get to an industrial hub, you guys have got to remind me, we have, like, for example, Mate has got some really bad heat management right now because they've picked up some negative traits. We really need to, like, go in and deal with that when we hit an industrial hub and start to get rid of some of those negative traits that our pilots have picked up. But in the meantime, let's make it hot, chat. Let's see what happens. Let's see what kind of trouble we're gonna get ourselves into. We're 50 tons under the expected limit, so hopefully it's not a mistake. And this is the Royal Crab, or the Star League variant of the crab that I am currently running. And it's a little bit of a different configuration to the rest of the crabs that we're running. And of course, I do love the giant guns that shake the screen.
Snap's remote research facility. We're showing a large assault force advancing on our position, reinforced by artillery batteries. Mercenary, combined security forces on.
Let's start early. Let's start with the clamps early.
They will defend the facility. What we need
And of course,
is silence those artillery cannons.
we got artillery out here, so we're gonna have to deal with that. You know me, Chet. I don't like artillery when I'm on the receiving end of it. So the immediate thing that I'm gonna do is go deal with that. Let's see, there we go. Thankfully I can lock on to enemies even behind me as long as I can detect them. So I'm gonna go ahead and have my people hang back and attack the multiple light mechs. Which is kind of strange, because we're fighting against Steiner. You would expect heavier firepower from Steiner. And Bob the Troll rolling in on us Saturday. Good to see you, Bob. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully the weekend is treating you well. Jones says, is it just one battery? Nah, it looks like there's two, because we have the one battery of artillery here, and then we have another battery that's way over there. But thankfully, artillery is pretty easy to take out. We just basically run them over. And then we will immediately run for the next batch. And all we gotta do is destroy enemy mechs, which I'm kind of surprised that there aren't more of them following us. But we also have some allies on the field as well, so I think probably the enemies are getting tied up with them. And I don't know if there's like some lag in the game or what, but like
Another enemy dropship incoming.
I'm not getting the indication that the artillery is gonna hit until right before it hits, and then like I'm actually getting hit by this artillery because it's not showing me where it's gonna land until right before it lands. Make the DCMS do their job. Yeah, that's the idea. I mean, the Combine doesn't like us, and I don't particularly like them, but I do want to get the missions taken care of, so I like having a messy mission. That is correct, CVEX. It is Crab Squad. We're starting the day off right. We are starting the day off right. Excuse me. There we go. And that takes care of the artillery. Now let's take care of the mechs.
We're on it, Commander.
Thankfully, we got the large pulse lasers on this thing, and they hit pretty damn hard. Pulse lasers are pretty good in Mechwarrior 5. I mean, they're pretty good anyway, but they're really good in Mechwarrior 5.
Target received.
Oh, that's a Jaeger mech with missiles?
Reinforcements
That
inbound.
is a new one on me.
The enemy are deploying still more
All right, there goes the
reinforcements,
Jaeger, and it looks or sounds like we got some VTOLs behind us. Which, for those of you that don't know, I refer to VTOLs in Mechwarrior 5 as the lemmings of the setting, because I can't imagine why anybody would intentionally fly a VTOL in a world where giant robots exist. Missile Jaeger, yeah, well, I mean, it did have some autocannons as well, but it looked like it was getting the majority of its damage from missile racks, which is really weird for a Jaeger mech. Like, that just feels wrong. And Troubleshooter as well, rolling into the chat on a Saturday. Good to see you. Glad to have you, Troubleshooter. Hopefully the weekend is treating you well. And if not, hopefully it'll be a little better now that you're here. Now where, oh where, are the rest of the mechs?
Targeting info updated.
Because they seem to have no trouble at all hitting us with a bunch of VTOLs. But I'm a little bit confused about where the mechs are, because we're supposed to be killing the enemy mechs. I saw one pop up on sensors for just a second over here. Yep, there we go. It's an assassin and a javelin. Oh, and a black knight. And a griffin. Man. Alright. Although I think this griffin's having a bad time. He doesn't have any arms left.
Enemy reinforcements inbound.
More reinforcements, Rihanna? We haven't even finished these guys off. Oh, you're gonna receive some more critical damage here in just a second. Because I am a mech wrecking machine. And more lemmings. Yet more lemmings. Oh, that was a reactor explosion. Get stack pulled, nerd. There we go. No more lemmings.
Priority
Now let's see, what is this Black Knight packing? Oh, he's got a PPCX and some short burst lasers. Well, that simply will not do. Where's your PPCX now, nerd? Get clamped. Get clamped again.
Nice kill, Commander. It's going crib.
Alright. Sadly, we're not gonna be salvaging that Black Knight.
Shifting to your target, Commander.
Like description, I just came from a barbecue and I'm stuffed, man. I could go for some barbecue right now. I could certainly go for some barbecue right now. I could go for some food that isn't a sandwich right now. That sounds good. Being poor kind of sucks. I don't know if you guys know that. Oh, well, come here. Come here, you. There we... Oh, wow. That dude disintegrated. I don't think I've ever seen a VTOL do that before. Like, it just exploded into pieces. I don't think I've ever seen a VTOL explode into pieces in this game. And there goes the spider, but it still says eliminate enemy mechs, so... At least according to Rihanna, we've still got enemies out here on the field somewhere. No idea where, though. And Hell's Razor rolling into chat on a Saturday. Good to see you, Hell's Razor. Glad to have you. And good evening to you as well. Hopefully the weekend is treating you well so far. Oh, there we go. There's some more VTOLs. If they're in that direction, then maybe the mechs that we're looking for are in that direction as well. I appear to be stuck on terrain. Yep, I saw that mech for just a second. I done seen it. I gotta say, this Lance of Draconis light mechs has actually held up a lot better than I expected them to. I kind of expected them to die very, very quickly, and yet all 4 of them are still alive, which is impressive. Now, what do we have? Oh, we have a catapult.
New target, catapult.
We have a catapult. God damn it. Let me shoot you in the cockpit. You doofus. Alright, never mind. Get clamped.
More enemy mechs inbound.
More enemy mechs inbound. Alright, Rihanna, give me a cardinal direction. Just tell me where they are. Oh, wait, I'll just use the old Mark 1 eyeballs. This way, guys. Come on. We're headed towards the mechs. They said kill the mechs. They didn't say anything about the vehicles. They didn't say anything about the vehicles, so I'm not worried about them right now. Besides, we don't salvage vehicles. We salvage mechs.
Incoming missile.
Incoming missile indeed. Thank you, computer. And there goes the spider. We got an archer. That might be worth trying to salvage, maybe. Although, again, to be fair, we only have 15 salvage picks, so I doubt very seriously that we will actually get the archer salvage. I'd probably have to pay money for it, which would be unfortunate. But I'll see. I'll see. Let's be real class act buttholes and just completely strip this dude of all his arms and legs. Stop turning. All right, now we leg him. There we go. Hey, and that's the last enemy mech as well. Serena, you get out of here with that spheroid bullshit. Did you... You assholes! I was trying to salvage that. Why did you core him? And Blast Strike asks, do you play Mechwarrior Online? I do not. I do not. I am familiar with it. I have seen others play it. But I have never actually played it myself. I'm not a huge fan of competitive online games. So, for me, Mechwarrior Online isn't really a good fit. Oh, well, it looks like we got the archer anyway, but of course, even with all of the parts that we took off of it, it's still too many picks. Yeah, and I'm not gonna spend 2.2 million to get our hands on one, so I think we'll just take what we can get. Is there anything that didn't get cored out? I think the answer is probably, oh, well, never mind, we got a flea. But a 120 core is not gonna be... A 120 core is not gonna give us that much money if we sell it. This commando also has the core. Let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, just about everything else got cored out. So, I think in terms of raw money, the commando is going to be the better buy because the engine core will be worth more money. And then we can just fill in with, I guess, this flea. Take that. Well, let's double check, make sure that they don't have any interesting lost tech in the salvage list. It doesn't look like it. So yeah, we'll just go with that. You can tell your lance mates to stop shooting. Yeah, I mean, that's true, but I don't do that. At the end of the day, it's not like it's a huge deal. I mean, yeah, it's annoying because I was going to try to salvage that archer, but meh, it's whatever. If they're asking for 22 or 25 salvage picks or whatever it was without the engine core, then with the engine core, there's no way we would have been able to get that thing, even if I took the other leg off of it, so it's whatever. But let's go ahead and accept the transmission for the next mission. It doesn't look like it's on this planet, so we will go ahead and start the repairs on the crabs. Thankfully, we are not in a conflict zone, so the repairs are going to be relatively cheap, even though Kurita doesn't like us. And while we're at it, let's just go ahead and sell these mechs. Again, we're gonna get some pretty crappy prices here, but these are extremely light mechs anyway, so we weren't gonna make a whole lot of money regardless. So just selling that salvage, we sold both of those mechs. And unfortunately, the total came out to less than 1 million sea bills. So it looks like, at least at this difficulty, we're better off taking the money than the salvage. Because with the money, we would have made almost 2 million sea bills. So even though I know the rules, and so you know the rules and so do I, and we're supposed to take max salvage, I think, at least for this mission chain, we should probably be taking the money. Oh yes, absolutely, Ricky. Everything returns to crab. All things return to crab. So we have, in fact, embraced carcinization. But this 27B crab has earned its colors. Let's go ahead and throw the company paint on there. And, yeah, let's see where the next mission is gonna take us. Oh, chat. There's a hero mech. We have to check it out. Unfortunately, it's Kurita, so it's gonna cost us 25% more than what it normally would. But we have to check it out, right? Like, we can't not investigate a hero mech. And also, this will be a good opportunity to remove some negative traits from our pilots as well, since we're in an industrial hub. Oh, chat. Oh, chat. Look at the paint job on this mech. Look at it. The Kintaro was originally designed in 2587 as a frontline unit designed to deliver NARC missile beacons for Ally forces. With the loss of the last known NARC facility in 2792, the Kintaro became simply another missile platform, and led eventually to the production of the downgraded KTO-18 by the Federated Suns. Whatever the variant, the Kintaro is still a tough frontline mech capable of delivering an impressive salvo of missiles for a mech its size. So it's marked as a hero mech. It's the Golden Boy. Double heat sinks, XL engine, medium pulse lasers, and a buttload of SRMs. 18 million for that mech though. 18 million. I know we got 50 million. But 18 million is a lot of money to spend on a Kintaro. Even a hero mech Kintaro. I think we do it anyway. I think we do it anyway. Again, we gotta catch them all, chat. We gotta catch them all. So there you go. We just spent almost 20 million C-bills on a fucking Kintaro of all things. Alright, now let's hit the barracks and let's see about getting rid of some of these negative traits.
I'm chainsaw.
Let's get a move on. Time is money and we're
So we got
wasting both.
Northman has 2 Cavalier, decreased heat management and shielding, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. Sage Raven has yet to pick up a trait, so I think we're gonna buy them one. Let's see, what are they good at right now? They're just 10s and everything, so... we could do evasiveness. Oh, wow. Increased energy proficiency by 5. So either we increase shielding or evasiveness by 3, or we increase energy weapons by 5. I think we have to take that one.
You pay me, I fight for you.
Let's see. Jonah's good. General Quarters is good. Mate has picked up 2 bad traits. But let's go ahead and get rid of those. Yeah, decreased heat management by 5. We definitely want to get rid of that
Glad
one.
to join the company, Commander. Let's kick some ass.
And oh, you're gonna pull them away from me? Can I only do one at a time? Is it? Yeah, I can only get rid of one trait at a time. So that's gonna be a work in progress. That's gonna be a work in progress.
Glad to join the company, Commander.
And let's see. I don't.
This is gonna get hot somewhere.
Is that it?
Let's get a move
Are
on.
those the only negative traits that we had?
At your service, Commander. Looking forward to a prosperous partnership.
All right. Well, I'll take it. I thought we had more negative traits than that, so I'm definitely not gonna complain though. And with that being said, let us figure out where we're headed next. They're actually sending us into Steiner space on this one. Let's make sure it didn't change ops on us. Okay, it didn't. So they're actually sending us into Steiner space on this one. Let's do it. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what, let us, since we're going that way, we'll stop here in Rasselhague and check out this transmission, because there are some elite pilots out there still, and I would like to see if we can pick them up. We're not gonna stop, we're just gonna pass through. What the hell? Hold on, chat. Sorry about that. I'm breaking my neck now. Let me fix that. The model does not like it when I look too far in one direction or the other. No, it's not Lawnmower Kun, but it was a strange hum sound. And I was trying to figure out what it was. Let's see. We got another mission for Jerkanis. I don't think I'm gonna take many missions for Draconis, to be honest. Like, we took a few because we were in their area early in this career. But, like, they don't like us. And if they don't like us, then to me, there's not really a point in working for them because we're kind of gonna get screwed every time working for them. But let's head over here to the mission in question. That is, yeah, okay, that's where we need to go. Trying to pick up space hitchhikers? Yeah, I mean, kind of. Then again, maybe we don't need to recruit any more pilots because we kind of already have a lot of pilots. And, like, what I don't want to do is I don't want to recruit a bunch of pilots and then name them after chat members and then never use those pilots because we already have a tough enough time. We already have a hard enough time keeping everybody in rotation. See, like, this is another one where Sobek is an elite pilot. We could technically do that one, but I don't think we need to, honestly. Because like I said, I want everybody that gets their name in the game to at least have a little bit of screen time. And we're already having a hard time getting everybody on the field. And let's start over. Kolowski says, salutations, just finished catching up on your modded Mechwarrior 5 YouTube playlist and enjoy it lots. Well, glad to hear that. Thanks for checking out the content, and I'm glad that you enjoyed it. There is a little bit of a gap, however. You will find we are roughly 3 or 4 weeks removed. So there are several streams worth of content that you are missing out on if this is your first time making it live. But that's just a byproduct of the backlog that I have. I like there to be a little bit of a delay. And I chop the VODs up into small pieces so that everybody can kind of... Like, I want everybody to be able to watch the videos in their own time, so that if you have a lot of free time, you can go ahead and just binge everything in a week. Or if, you know, you work for a living or you got other things going on, then you can, you know, take the videos in small bite-sized chunks and get around to it when you have the time instead of having... Because, I mean, most of these streams are between 5 and 8 hours, and so to ask you to sit down and sit through that much content in one sitting is a little bit excessive. So I like to break it up into bite-sized chunks for people. Looks like any of the start. Yeah, so we are... God, I don't know, we're like 50 or 60 hours into this career. But we're only about 20 hours in on the YouTubes, so there is a little bit of a gap. But don't worry, all that will end up there eventually. Speaking of, let us get on to Cold Snap Part 2. So once again, now we already decided, or I already decided, I'm gonna take the money on this one, because we did not get a decent payout in salvage last time around. We did not get a good payout last time around. You know, Crab Squad did pretty good last time, so I think we're gonna stick with it again. You guys know me, I'm a firm believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So let's make it hot, chat. Just so we get the Night Star. Ah, yeah, that's what, 2 or 3 missions away from the end of the vanilla campaign, so you're very close to the end on that one. Clap gang, yeah, it's time for Crab Squad. Game is taking its sweet time loading today for some reason, I don't know why. But that's okay.
Attention. Prepare for battle mech departure.
Oh, I'm always prepared for battle mech departure, lady.
Hangar doors open. Stand clear.
I'm trying to figure out who that is. Who is that lady talking?
Online. Sensors online.
Like, she sounds official and stuff.
All systems
But, like,
online.
as far as I know, the only people that are even capable of speech on my ship are Fahad and Rihanna.
And we aim to please. Light that complex up like a New Year's celebration, Commander.
The ISF is determined that the raid against Project Cold Snap was instigated by House Steiner Loki agents looking to steal the project's research and development in Myanmar technologies. Such a slight against the Combine will never be tolerated. The Dragon demands retribution, and that is exactly what you will deliver. Your target is a remote Defiance Industries manufacturing plant, specializing in the forging of Defiance-branded mech armor plating. Raze it to the ground, and your contract with the Draconis Combine will be considered fulfilled.
So is he insinuating that this is only going to be a 2-mission chain? Because I'm okay with that. Oh, come here, baby. Get wrecked, nerd. There we go. Oh, we got a carrier. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, that is not a vehicle you want to roll up on at close range. SRM carrier will fuck you up at that range. As I've said many times before, you only get to disrespect the SRM carrier once. Never twice. Oh, it's a partisan. It's a partisan! My favorite tank in the entire world. Have I mentioned I don't like AC2s, chat? Especially 5 of them, firing at high speed.
There's your target objective, Commander. Why don't you go over and introduce yourself?
Really? Really? Using cover, you little butthole? Get legged. Get legged, nerd. I need some decent salvage. Actually, no I don't, because I took the money. So I don't need salvage at all. Burn them to the ground. Burn them all. Now I'm reminded of that episode of The Simpsons. I am, in fact, using a crab, H-Mods. And welcome to the stream on a Saturday, H-Mods. Good to see you. Feels like we haven't seen you in a hot minute. How are things going for you, my friend? Hopefully all is well in your neck of the woods. And yeah, we're not just using a crab, we're using a whole squad of them. Crab squad is our go-to whenever we need some lighter mechs.
Keep on smashing. They are hurt, but our contract calls for us to wipe them off the face of this system.
So once again, as the stream title explained, we are gonna be some amateur space OSHA inspectors. We gotta make sure all these buildings are up to code, and sadly, I'm not liking what I'm seeing so far. I mean, you know, they don't put enough windows or doors in here, so they don't give us easy access to the buildings. We kind of have to do the inspections the hard way. And I mean, I'm seeing a lot of structural and electrical issues here. I mean, you shouldn't see that kind of fire, normally speaking. It's very bad overall. Very, very bad. You hate to see it because, you know, those kind of renovations are going to be very expensive. Fire at the partisan. I hate partisans. Come on, guys. HMOTS has been working on the book, and Evie and I made a raised garden. I'm a good hubby. Well, I mean, that's the objective, right? That's how the saying goes. Happy wife, happy life. But yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. It always feels good to build something with your hands. Oh, it's a hunchy. And it's a 4H, which is a hunchback that doesn't know what kind of hunchback it wants to be. Watch too many Baradul streams to pronounce partisan correctly. I mean, you know, potato. We've had that discussion before. Like, it's sci-fi, it's BattleTech, it's a big dumb sci-fi setting, so that's like how whenever Rihanna pronounces Capellan as Capellan. I hate that shit. It drives me nuts. That is not correct.
Panther. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
And let us render that panther into the past tense. Oh, it's an Orion. Well, that's not what I was expecting to turn around and see. There we go.
Target assassin.
Lost a Mechwarrior online player yesterday, so a lot of Mechwarrior streamers and players took the field in urban mechs all day. Oh, well, there you go. You know, there's something to be said about a good Irby Derby.
Rectangle eliminated.
When you can actually get a whole group of players playing together and running urban mechs,
Watch it.
that's the stuff of legends, or it has the potential to be anyway. Oh, you better be careful. You better be careful. Chat, am I doing the dumb? I feel like I'm doing the dumb. I'm getting the tunnel vision and I'm fighting the mechs instead of destroying the facility. I always do this. Sorry, chat. Let me finish my building inspections. Let me finish the inspections. Alright, there we go. There we go. We gotta finish up these inspections.
I expect our employer to be very satisfied with this result. Head to the evac point for extraction.
Destroyed.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Oh wait, am I misunderstanding? Did the player in question actually pass away? Because if so, then I'm terribly sorry to hear that, H-Bonds.
Centurion.
That's
Target destroyed.
I mean, that's never the kind of news you like to hear. Yeah, well, again, terribly sorry for that loss. I mean, it's tough. I mean, I won't pry into what exactly happened, but you know, with that being said, it's still nice to, you know, have that tribute as well. Sadly, I'm not familiar with the person in question, but you know, that everybody was able to get together and have a good time in their memory. You know, that proves that their life had some value and that they had an impact on people. So that's one of those things that I always, you know, for those of you that have been around a while, you know my catchphrase. But at the same time, the thing that I always try to keep in mind is the more it hurts when somebody's gone, the more that person meant and the larger the impact they had on your life. So, you know, it's always good to remember the good times with those folks, and you can say, yeah, you know, their life had an impact. And that's, I think, what really matters. Mr. Flying Crab, or I'm sorry, Mr. Flying Cow, sorry. Freudian slip there. We've been doing a lot of crab lately. The crab in question is using some large pulse lasers and some medium short bursts. Most of our crabs are just using large lasers for the sake of simplicity. The computer's kind of dumb, and it gets the arms of the mechs blown off pretty frequently, so we just put some low-value firepower in there, and it tends to work pretty well for us. Sadly, we took the money on this one, so no decent salvage this time around. Let me see, what do we have the most parts of currently? We don't really have a lot of parts of anything, so maybe... I guess it takes some Victor parts. I mean, we've only got 3 salvage picks, so we're not gonna make a whole lot off of it regardless. Had a bunch of different Twitch names because he could never remember his password, but always had Oboe in the name. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, again, sorry to hear that, H-Mods. Again, it's always tough when you lose somebody, especially if you've known them for a while. But you know, again, it's good to remember them, and it's good that you were able to get some players together and put together a fitting tribute for somebody like that. Yeah. So good on you. And Ro gifted 5 subs to the community. Ro, thank you so much for the massive generosity and the massive chicken. And if you got a gift sub from this generous individual, be sure to thank him, and welcome to the cult of bad tactical decisions, where of course we have only one flavor of Kool-Aid, but it is Ecto Cooler, which I am told you can no longer get on Ancient Terra. Alright, is that it? I'm not seeing any more stuff, so I think we got what we were gonna get. Go ahead and put that Kintaro in storage because we're not going to use it for right now. But yeah, I think we're done with that chain. So let's head to the operations and are y'all motherfuckers about to start this up again? Let me just go ahead and mentally prepare myself. And Thanosi gifted 5 subs as well. Thanosi, thank you for the generosity. Again, I've said it a million times. I'll say it a million more. You guys do not have to support the stream that way, but I thank you from the bottom of my heart all the same. Thank you so much for the gift subs, for supporting me, for supporting the community. Without you, there is no stream, so thank you guys so much. And Troubleshooter answering back, God damn it, don't you start. Don't you start. I told y'all before, we're not doing sub fights in the chat. Stop it. Stop it. The Troubleshooter gifting 5 subs as well. No, stop encouraging this shit. I keep telling you not to do it. Don't encourage them. But thank you guys so much. Thank you, Ro, Thanosi, and Troubleshooter for the 15 total gift subs and for starting up a hype train. Again, you guys are too generous. I do not deserve such generosity, but as always, I will do my best to try to earn it. But let's hit the objective logs before y'all can gift any more subs. And head out for another mission. So we are currently in Steiner's phase. And it looks like we've got at least one Steiner mission. Stop the launch. Let's see where that's at. It's actually not that far away. Wow, never mind. I say that. It's actually a little bit of a distance away. But I think we head down that way. And will give us an opportunity to stop by Terra, which I don't think we've been to Terra on this career. But it'll be a lot of fun to stop by that industrial hub and see what they've got going on there. Maybe we'll even pick up another hero mech. And Vin gifting 5 subs as well. Thank you, Vin, for the massive generosity and the massive chicken. And again, if you guys got some gifted subs, be sure to thank the folks that are gifting them out here, because again, they are going above and beyond with that support to keep the new blood flowing in and to keep the long-time viewers subbed up and make sure that they got that fancy badge. So thank you once again for the generosity. And it looks like Bob the Troll, who we've already seen in chat, got smacked with one of those gift subs. So congratulations, Bob. You are now an official member of the cult of bad tactical decisions. Alright, let's head down here. Oh, we're one jump out of range. One jump. Really? Really, Mechwarrior? Fine. We'll get as close as we can. Yeah, Vin says, get subbed, nerds. Indeed, get subbed. We're getting some chug. Oh my. Oh my. Wow. Mechwarrior was not happy on that load. Jesus. And then we'll hit the star map and immediately jump one system over because apparently we didn't have the ability to just push through and get that last jump out of the way. Man, I'm still hearing that hum and it's driving me nuts. I don't know where it's coming from. Like, it sounds like it's coming from outside, but I can't pinpoint the direction that it's coming from. Even with my headphones on, I'm hearing it. I mean, I don't think you guys are picking it up, but I can hear it, and it's kind of irritating. And Vin says, time to head home, back in a bit. All right, Vin, we'll drive safe. Hopefully everything goes well, and we will see you when you finally get back to the homestead. Nah, troubleshooter, I don't think it's leaf blower coup. I don't think it's leaf blower coup. It's a consistent hum, and it sounds mechanical. It almost like, at first I thought it was a fan in my PC that might be acting up, but that's what I was listening for earlier, was to see, was it coming from my PC? But it was not. It definitely sounds like it's coming from outside, but I have no idea what it is. Is probably a Comstar listening device. I mean, it could be. It could be. I mean, I'm all paid up on my HPG bills, but you never know. They might still be listening anyway. Alright, let's have a look at the contracts here. And we got stop. Oh my. That's difficulty 90 with a 400-ton limit. Chat, we don't have any 100-ton mechs. I mean, we do have some heavy mechs, but we don't have anything that heavy. We might be in for an actual fight for a change. I mean, I think we take it. I like a challenge. So let's see what we're up against here. They don't really like us, but they're still giving us some decent picks. So of course we're gonna take salvage, as you do. You know the rules, and so do I. Not enough jump ships for everybody to do Davian does when they invade Capellan space. Yeah. It's always Comstar. Yeah, anytime there's fuckery afoot in the inner sphere, it's always Comstar. But let's go ahead and get the crabs repaired. We're in a conflict zone, so it's going to be a little more expensive, but that's okay, because crabs are easy to maintain. So all that's a little bit cheaper. And then we will see how heavy we can go, because we have the awesome, we have a couple of battle masters, we have the Dragon Slayer Victor, we have the Royal Highlander. So like, we do have some heavy mechs. I just don't know if we're going to be heavy enough for this mission. I mean, we're gonna find out the hard way because I've already accepted it. So let's go ahead and clear out the bays here. We'll get the pilots cleared out as well. And of course, if we're gonna go hard, we're gonna go hard. I'm gonna bring out the awesome. Let's bring in the battle masters as well, because they're always good, solid fighters for us. And then what else do we have? I guess we can give him the Dragon Slayer Vector. It's a very expensive mech if it gets blown up, though, which is why I'm reluctant. And it looks like you guys made it to a level 4 hype train this time around. Thank you guys so much for the support once again. You don't have to do that, and it is always humbling when you guys, you know, start a hype train or get in a sub fight. It's always a humbling experience to be reminded that I'm creating the kind of content that you think deserves that support. So thank you guys once again from the bottom of my heart for that insane generosity and support. Let's see. Honestly, maybe the Royal Highlander is a better pick? It's running a cluster LBX tit. Like, that's the reason that I don't like letting the computer use these types of mechs. Because when they get them blown up, and they will, like, I don't want to lose the LBX and the Royal Double Heatsink kit and the Endo and a 350 engine. Like, that's all very expensive and hard to source equipment. Maybe we just go Battlemaster squad? I mean, minus the one, of course. And this is a melee Battlemaster. What do we think, chat? Do we take a chance and give the computer the Highlander, or do we just go with all Battlemaster? What do you think? Arco says, don't trust the AI. Well, I generally don't. That's why I'm always reluctant to give them anything with Lost Tech in it. Because if there's one thing you can count on, it's if you give the AI an expensive mech, it's going to get it blown up. Like, it'll be fine in you know, something with just a bunch of medium lasers in it or something. You put it in one really fancy, expensive mech with some really good weapon systems, it's gonna get that thing cored out. Every time. You could set your watch by it. Everybody says don't trust the AI. Alright, well, we'll go with the Battlemaster. Even though it's a melee Battlemaster, we'll see how that goes. Of course, we're going to put the commander in the awesome because there's literally no one else qualified to drive that monstrosity. And as always, we'll try to put in the folks that have got the best affinity for the Battlemaster.
It's not called surrounded. It's called a target pitching fire. Now let's talk this some better.
I mean, nobody else has really decent affinity here, so you know what? Let's put General Quarters in.
But be ready for anything.
Let's let General Quarters get in there and do some melee damage. And, yeah, let's make it hot. Hopefully we don't get completely blown up. Can the AI CQB well? Not really. Not really. Crunk? Not quite, but he's doing a very good impression. And I see you, friend aid. Hydration incoming. Oh my, this visibility.
And we need to make sure he doesn't launch. We've reached the first of 3 relay stations that will be used to guide the missile if launched.
Let's go with the night vision for now.
Defended, considering what this operation must cost. We'll land just outside the base, and you can decide how you want to bring it down.
Well, Rihanna, just spitballing here, but generally speaking, when it comes to destroying bases, I'm a big fan of walking in and blowing everything up. Beyond that, I'm not particularly picky. Ed Kolowski says, with 100 Bezos books, let's go awesome. You goddamn right. The awesome is awesome. And of course, we are using the classic, the 8Q, and let me see, it's got 4 PPCXs in the tits. It's got PPC tits. It's also got big alpha. Big alpha. It's like skeet shooting.
Target acquired.
Oh boy.
Please take out that carrier if you don't mind. And I will just fire in this general direction. Energy weapons have no ammo, so as long as I can manage the heat, there's no cost. Should name that one Sploosh. I don't think we could. I mean, I don't think we've actually given this thing a special name. But look at, so if you look, like there's a little bit of desync here, right? Like when I'm moving forward, you see how fast the awesome is moving. But then when I'm in the cockpit, it's like the camera shake and the sound of the footsteps is only about half as fast as the animation in third person. And to me, that's a little bit weird. Like, listen to the footsteps in third person. And then listen to it in first person. Like, there's a very clear difference.
New target.
Just let us handle it from here.
Yeah, I didn't really like that voice initially, but the more I heard it and realized, you know, it was like Patrick Warburton, like, again, I know that's not who it is, but they're very clearly trying to emulate him, and I approve.
Shared target identified.
That must be the first
So all we're doing
installation.
is demolishing the
Sounds
base.
as
Well,
threatening
you
to
know
launch
what?
the
Thankfully,
peacemaker to cleanse the sky
I've said
from
this
what he
before,
describes as
but we specialize in making parking
Isle of
lots.
Skye. This system already contains a large number of cities with heavy immigrant
Oh,
populations
speaking
from
of the
Federation
awesome.
sons and Draconis contact. So there's no telling which one this madman intends to hit. Which is
I hate to tell you this, but you're gonna have a bad time, my friend. Because I like salvage, and you look like good salvage to me. I'm a little bit concerned with how much head damage I've taken. Like, they appear to be going directly for the head, and I don't like that.
Group target received.
You guys just continue to do your thing, and I'm gonna worry about the base.
Target acquired.
Good lord.
On target ID.
Day of the J. Edgars. Holy shit. Betting a test of the FPS sped up to that level was nausea-inducing. Yeah, if the mechs move that quickly in first person, I might actually get motion sick from that. Like, I prefer playing Mechwarrior 5 in first person view because it feels better to me, and playing in third person, like, it's not as noticeable with every mech, but there's a lot of that desync between the speed and the agility of certain mechs in first person versus third person. Aw, come on. It's okay. It's okay, Mechwarrior 5. You can go a little harder than PG-13 from time to time. But we're just out here doing these inspections. You know how it is, chat. You know how it is. Uh-oh. 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 Chat, we have a problem. I've managed to get stuck. I can't move.
Temperature of this place is down to 50%. We're halfway there.
I think I fell in a hole, chat. Is there a mod to simulate pilot injuries mid-mission? I mean, 330's pilot overhaul does do injuries and stuff, but it doesn't simulate it mid-mission, unfortunately. Yeah, I may have to switch mechs. Because I can't... Is there an unstuck button? Let's check the options. Because I know that yet another mech lab, it does introduce some hotkeys that you could potentially use for cheating. But also that will do some slight... There's one to instantly kill an enemy for, like, when they get stuck in the ground and stuff. So let me see here. Headlights. Eject from mech. Coolant flush. Whale poop. Oh, well, that was very fast, Ben. Welcome back. Yeah, we're kind of going the way of the killdozer here. Alright, well, we'll just have to switch mechs then. As much as I don't like it, we don't really have a choice. The awesome is stuck. And hey, you know what? Maybe by me switching mechs, it will help the AI get unstuck. I'm just gonna not look at them for a minute, and hopefully they'll get unstuck from there. Also, let me check the weapon groups here, because I don't know what they've got set up. So we got a large laser, we got the machine guns, we got the hands. Yeah, I think I like that, all except for the SRM, which we'll switch over. But otherwise, I think it looks good. There we go.
Want to see me do it again?
Hey, look at that. The computer got me unstuck. Outstanding. You love to see it. We're gonna take out more than that, buddy. We brought the big boom today. Remember, Chad, it's only a war crime if you face a court-martial. And we're mercenaries. Damn, my laser tits won't aim that high. There we go.
Good work there, Commander. But I'm afraid
Who the hell is shooting me?
we've discovered that was merely a redundancy station to make sure the ability to launch was not impeded. We're not even at the main relay station.
There we go.
We're going to have to act fast to stay ahead of this one.
Fine. Another one bites the dust.
No, you. Oh, it's an urban mag.
All of us on that target, Commander. I can probably do it myself.
Go into the darkness. Well, you know... Yeah, what are you doing, Step Crab? I'm stuck. It's never a war crime the first time. Yeah, right. That is essentially the war equivalent of all warning labels exist for a reason. And Pugs Hunter rolling into the chat on a Saturday. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us, Pugs. And hopefully the weekend is treating you well so far. If not, hopefully it'll be a little better now that you're here. And we just got done with another mission, so we've got 27 picks, and unfortunately, surprise, surprise, I cored out yet another charger. It might be better to take this Phoenix Hawk because it actually has the engine core and we can strip that out. But I also kind of want to take the Awesome. And decisions. Decisions. It says that the Charger is worth more money by a pretty significant margin, even for the same number of salvage picks, and that's without the core. And that's pretty much the only thing that I would want out of a Charger 1A1, so maybe that's okay? Maybe that's okay. I think we take it and we sell it. And that gives us another 4 picks. So what do we do with those 4 picks? There's not actually that much other stuff here. So we'll take some Frank's Red Hot, and I guess I'll take a level or a tier 4 LRM-10. We're not really using LRMs, but I'll take it anyway. And yeah, there we go. Aside from the Awesome getting stuck and having to get rescued by Step Crab, that was pretty smooth mission, considering the difficulty. So, we're on to Stop the Launch Part 2? Where are they sending us? Oh, is this... Did we get lucky and this is gonna be another one where it's in the same... I I see, Chad, I've told you this before. I love it when the game does this. When you do another mission and it's on the same planet. Like, it gets me moist. It gets me moist. Because to me, that is the game respecting my time. The game says, we know you have things to do. We know you have places to be. So instead of making you run all over to 8 different systems for a 3-mission narrative chain, we're just gonna put them all on the same planet. Like, yes, thank you.